preschoolers, it's Miss Dani, and I'm back with a Zoophonics friend. It is our friend, Lizzie Lizard, and she is so excited to be here. Her letter is a very tall letter, and it is called the letter L, and it says ooh, ooh, ooh. It's kind of a fun sound to make. You put your tongue on the roof of your mouth and you say ooh, ooh, ooh. Now, Lizzie Lizard, to remember the letter L, you have to think of her as a very lazy lizard. Ooh, lazy starts with L. So to remember the sign, you put your hands together like this, and you rest your head on your hands, just like I'm resting with Lizzie Lizard, and you say, Lizzie Lizard, letter L says, ooh, ooh, ooh. Good job. Let's try that again. Lizzie Lizard, letter L says, ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, makes me want to take a little rest. So here is the letter L. It looks like this, and it uses some very tall lines. Which lines would you use to make the letter L? Yep, I would choose a big one too. And then should we use one of these? No. All right. The letter L is also really easy to make. In fact, it's the first letter that we learn in the Zoophonics alphabet. It is a tall line and a short line. Oops, Lizzie, can you open that pen for me? Kind of tricky, huh? All right, so we start at the top and we go all the way down and over. Look, we don't even need to lift our hand up. Ready? Start at the top, all the way down and over. If you don't have a pen, can you use your finger and follow along with me? Ready? All the way down and over. All right. So I asked Lizzie, I said, okay, Lizzie, what should we do today? And she thought about reading her favorite story about a time that she went to the park. And then she has a song about one of her favorite animals, ladybugs. All right, so let's do it. I'm going to put Lizzie right here to watch us. Let's see. The story we're going to read today is called Lizard from the Park. And this is fun because it looks like this book takes place in a city with a park in the middle of it. Some of you might have been there. Some of you might have seen it. Like most days, Leonard walked home by himself. On this particular spring afternoon, he took a shortcut through the park. Oh, his name is Leonard. That starts with L too. When he got to the deepest, darkest part of the park, Leonard spotted something. It was an egg, and it was unlikely any egg Leonard had ever seen before. Leonard put the egg in his backpack, zipped it up, and carried it home. He took it to his apartment, which was on the top floor of a very tall building. In his room, Leonard and the egg played together for the entire afternoon. Wait a minute, he's playing with the egg? He's reading stories to it. That night, Leonard held the egg close as he fell asleep. In the morning, Leonard noticed something. The egg began to jiggle and crack. Then a nose busted through the shell. It was a lizard! Leonard watched as the lizard busted through the rest of the shell. Then Leonard made a decision. He named the lizard Lizzie. Leonard couldn't wait to show his new friend to the world outside. He and Lizzie spent the whole day exploring Leonard's favorite places in the city. In the weeks following, Leonard took Lizzie everywhere. They spent their mornings together and their afternoons together. They spent their in-betweens together. Oh, look, they're reading a book on a statue. As spring turned to summer, Leonard realized something. Not only did Lizzie keep growing and growing and growing, but he seemed to be enjoying himself less and less. Meanwhile, the bigger Lizzie got, the more Leonard had to disguise him so that he could fit in amongst the crowds. Look, he put a baseball cap on Lizzie. Oh no, look how tall Lizzie's becoming. It soon became impossible. Wait a minute. So Leonard decided to keep Lizzie in his room. Are you noticing something about this lizard? Lizzie didn't seem to like that either. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Lizzie, that's not you in the book, is it? You look like you have shorter arms and a bigger tail. Wait a minute, I think I know what animal that is. After a while, Lizzie grew to be even bigger, too big for Leonard's room. Leonard moved him to the roof, though he knew it was only a matter of time before Lizzie would outgrow that too. Leonard found himself in a very difficult situation. Finally, he had an idea. He gathered every balloon he could around the city. Red ones, shiny ones, balloons shaped like animals. He filled his entire room. Ooh, that sounds like fun. On the day of the big parade, noisy crowds gathered in the streets below. Leonard heard music. Then he saw the giant balloons. Soon the parade reached the building. That's not a lizard, that's a dinosaur! Leonard and Lizzie joined in. He blends right in. When they reached the park, Leonard and Lizzie floated away from the parade and sat down gently near the deepest, darkest part of the park, where Lizzie joined his family. Wait, he wasn't a lizard after all. It was a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and look at who his family is. A Triceratops, another T-Rex, and a Brontosaurus. Sometimes Leonard still cuts through the park on his way home. There's a clue. And sometimes he takes a new way. Oh, wow. That was a great story, Lizzie. All right. So Lizzie here is a lizard, a reptile, who eats bugs. But Lizzie will not eat ladybugs. In fact, Lizzie loves ladybugs. So we have a little poem about ladybugs right here. We have, let's count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ladybugs. Here, I'm gonna hold them up, they're so cute. See how cute they are? Okay. I saw a little ladybug flying in the air. But when I tried to catch her, 2 bugs were there. 1, 2. 2 little ladybugs flew up in a tree. I tiptoed very quietly, but then there were 3. 3 little ladybugs. I looked for one more. I saw one sitting on the ground, and that made 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 little ladybugs. Another one arrived. I saw her sitting on a flower, and that made 5. 5 little ladybugs, all red and black. I clapped my hands and shouted, and they all flew back. Ooh, that was a fun song. So one other thing that Lizzie really wanted to teach you was she wanted to teach you all about lines. Now, if you look at Lizzie, she's full of lines herself. She has curvy lines. She has straight lines. I'm going to get the pen out and show you the different lines that you can make in practice. Let me move this here. So when I draw a line, I can draw it up and down, or I can draw it side to side. And that is called a straight line. You guys can practice this at home. If you have a board that erases, something that's fun to do is to draw the lines and then take your finger and erase them. And it practices the same skill of straight lines. Now there's another line that's really fun to draw too. It's called a curvy line. And a curvy line is kind of wavy. It's just like this. We use our curvy lines for our round letters, like the letter O and the letter P and the letter B. They have curves in them, okay? One of my favorite lines to draw is a zigzag line, okay? This is a straight line, but it changes directions. Ready? Zigzag, 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 zigzag. So preschoolers, your job is to practice some of these lines. You can draw the lines, you can paint the lines, you can erase the lines, and you can also use scissors and cut on those lines, and it's really good practice. Well, Lizzie and I would like to thank you for joining us today, and we don't want to forget the letter L, so let's put our hands up together, and we're going to pretend we're taking a little lazy nap, and we're going to say, Lizzie, lizard, letter L says ooh, ooh, ooh. Excellent job. We'll see you next time.